So today what we're going to do is we're going to have you guys walk through your branding and do all of the steps. And the reason I want y'all to do that is so that it's done. Trust me, it makes life easier. On the left where it says brands, click on brands, all the way on the left there. For your branding, Cassandra, what do you teach?
I teach the business management program and the accounting and finance program.
You could always use the logo. Hold on, stop your screen share for a moment. So you have two choices here, or three. Actually, you guys have three. So you could either use one of these bad boys. I have icons for each of the programs to study. Let me put this in the chat. You can either download one of those, or you could use your school logo. Like when I created my branding, I used the CTE and CCSD logos, or just the CTE logos. And the way that you find the school logo, so if you do not have one, you could just search online. Okay, save image. You would just save it. I would rename it, you know, West CTA. And I would probably save it in my pictures folder because I have. So you've got that option. Or when you're creating a brand, you could also create a logo in here. See, upload your logo, or no logo. You could skip this step and you can do the logo maker. I'm just going to touch on that really quick. If it were for me, let's say it's video, E2E, I have a logo. Okay, I don't have a slogan. When you then do that, it gives you these choices between bold, elegant, modern, or decorative. Let's go with decorative. So you can make those choices as you go if you were to create one. I'm just showing you quickly. I could probably put an icon in there. We'll do that one. Then what the system does is it gives you a bunch of choices for logos. And you could then choose one of those. Say you didn't really like the elegant, that style, you could go to a modern and see what they, are these any better? Oh, that one might be a little, this one's kind of fun. I could then choose that one, change the colors. I could change the font. Then once I've got it to where I want it, I could then customize more, and then that takes you to the next step.
Is the logo to put on top of like your lesson plans, or
okay, so this, let me
what
show
are we
you.
using it for? Sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. So say I go back to my branding. So in here, I have the CTE brand. So when I'm creating lesson plans, when I'm creating graphics, anything I do, I can then, because my branding's all set up. So see how these videos have a certain look? This right here has a certain look. See how this icon has all the orange, it has the three colors. What happens is that if I were then to create something new, because my branding's already set up, when I hit a create project, let's just say a flyer. When I then choose this, any one of the flyers or video or anything that I want to choose, if I use now I've got a template to work with. See how I then get my CTE brand? See how I then just can click because I have my CTE colors in place? It then already gives it that feel. The idea of having something in place is when you're creating content, you want to be consistent. When you're doing social media and it's for a specific purpose, like for your one course, you want to make sure to brand everything so that when that's in social media, you're building brand recognition, just like Nike or Target or anything, right? You want to create a brand so you have a color scheme in place and your logos in place and your fonts in place so that you don't have to sit there and play with them every time you're working on something.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's the purpose of then setting up your brand. I have my logo in place already. So which of my logos am I going to use? I'm probably going to use that one. So where am I going to, maybe I want to add it to up here. I don't have to go upload it now because it's already there. Okay, so I'm going to create a brand. I'm actually going to upload a logo for this one. I'm not going to use that other one. I'm going to go to my pictures. I know I have my programs of study. Maybe let me do one for the CTSOs. So every time I'm going to post with these guys, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not going through that first step of creating, see how it's already putting that there? Oh, and you know what I don't like about this is see that it has a white background? I chose the wrong one. I didn't choose the PNG. I need a PNG so that it's transparent. Let me make sure I get the right one. See now how I upload it and it's a clear background? I personally like that because then I can overlay it onto other things. But I would also add the other logo because sometimes you will use one or the other. But for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead and do that one. Okay, then you go into picking your colors. This is also CTE, so I'm probably going to go with a lot of the same logo colors I have. I have a color guide that has the actual hex code or RGB codes, but I don't have that right in front of me. So I'm going to just say when I'm dealing with the CTSOs, and maybe I'd like to use more of that turquoise color as my base color. So that every time I'm dealing with CTSOs, I'm dealing with that. And then font, you can either upload your own font. There's a specific font that we use for CTE. Okay, I'm not seeing it. So let me just say it's this one. Now it's got the color. See how it's showing? It shows you in different ways. Then you just hit next. My brand name is CTSO, but you're not done here. So let me stop there for a minute. Has everybody here gotten that far?
I'm choosing the font right now, but I'm almost there.
Okay, great. So go to the first step. Are you going to create a logo or are you going to upload?
I'll end up just uploading one for right now.
Okay, with a JPEG, let me just say you will have that white around the side. If you're fine with that for right now, that's good. I'm just letting you know. JPEGs, you can crop out the background. But just use it for now.
Yeah, I'll use that one for now.
Yeah. The importance of branding is just huge when you're creating content. I'll just run my mouth while she's doing that. And being able to so easily brand your stuff using Spark is just, let me tell you, it's saving me hours of work.
Monique, what would be the cost for Sparks as a professional to use it on a business?
You already have professional.
So can I use it for my business? Because I have a branding agency.
Heck yeah, I use mine. I use it for everything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Bonanza logo branding. Or you don't have to put branding. I'm just saying. There you go. Okay.
I'll just do that as my trial one.
Yeah. See how it says more colors? You can add more logos. So if you're adding your brand here, you could add more logos. So if you wanted to have alternate logos for your brand, you would add them there. So say you just do plus sign. And say you use each of the icons and do one for each of the programs of study. And then you could swap back and forth, but still have the same color scheme for the school. Okay, now go more colors. What are some additional contract colors that you would like to use? Well, black obviously would work, so maybe add black.
Yeah.
Just add 2 or 3 colors that are complementary that you like.
Where's the brown? There's somewhat of a brown. I think that's brown.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
And you just hit
Yes,
X each
yep.
time. Okay.
And then your fonts. Do you like the font or do you want an additional font in there? So now you have, okay, so let's see. Fonts, okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay, now let's go down, keep going. Now you can do themes. Click on the story. Are we sure that that's the look you want for your titles?
No, not really.
So see how you go in and you change each little thing.
Gotcha. And this makes your little page.
And then scroll down so much. When you do your actual project, you can change that.
Gotcha.
So you go through and you change each of these things. So you make sure your colors are right, the look is right. What you're doing is you're making sure when you go through that you've actually touched every screen under each light, medium, and dark.
Gotcha.
How you format the pictures. And then when you're done, you just hit done. Once you save them all and you've got your color schemes in place, I've already got it set for one of my themes, right? I've got it set for medium right now. But if I now wanted to change all that and go to a light theme because I've done all my stuff, see how it then changes the whole thing. I go to my dark theme and it changes it based on the theme and the fonts. You really want to be consistent. You want to set a theme of color and feel so that everything looks consistent. It makes you look more professional, more together. That is the process of doing that. I actually kind of like the dark theme better than the light theme now that I'm looking at it. Did the rest of you guys, did you guys continue on? Yep. How does it look? Let's share your screen. You have to really go in and tweak them. And that takes a little time. It may take you an hour or so to go in and change them all and really get the feel. But you can always go back in and change them after the fact. Look at you. Beautiful. Now let's go back to your projects.
Okay.
Now, so that we don't mess up with, so let's just do, let's make a copy of one of your projects so you don't end up messing it up. So just go, yeah, there, duplicate. Look at you with your types of, yeah, just, you can delete it afterwards.
Okay.
Somebody's been busy.
I'm just playing around with it. Okay, so then what do I do to get?
Just click on it. Okay, now go to your themes.
And these are.
Choose one.
Okay. Medium.
Okay, now scroll down. So if you're in there, stop there where we can see part of the theme. Click on light now. Click on dark. See how it gives it a different look? So say you were, maybe you would use one theme color, like when you're building your lessons. If you're dealing with vocabulary or terminology, maybe use a color. If you're dealing with content, maybe use a different color. You know what I mean? You could then differentiate it that way so that you could, so that a kid automatically, they get used to, after about the third standard, they'll go, oh, this is, okay, this is associated with this. This is associated with that. That's a great way to switch back and forth between the colors. Like when you're looking at that and you're looking at you may see that the color, because of the transparency and the print, the color of the text, after you look through a couple of lessons, you may find that you might want to change the transparency on that and change the color of the text so it pops more.
Okay.
So that's something that you know, after you kind of build a couple of lessons, you go back in, and then if you go back in and alter your formatting,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll automatically update it
Okay.
in your lessons, and then you would just re-download or reshare.
Oh.
So
Okay,
that
that
way,
makes more sense.
because if you're like me, when I'm starting a project, I kind of build. I used to do this without Spark. Spark has made my life so much easier because I can create these different looks and templates.
Yeah.
But before, I would start with a look and the color scheme. And then I'd get halfway through. And by the way, his tuxedo jacket is gorgeous. I like the overlay. Squirrel. Entertainers, right? I would get like I would get 3 lessons in or 3 standards in. A good example would be with the workplace readiness. I had created 10 workplace readiness units in a whole different system, and then I didn't like the way they looked, and I had to manually go back and change them because it wasn't until lesson 10 that I really gelled, that I understood what I needed for the colors or for the fonts. So then I had to manually go back and change the first 10 lessons so that they would then match lesson 11 or standard 11. Here with this, because of the way that these themes are built, if you decide you want to change them and maybe change the colors and the fonts, you can go back and do that, and you could be 10 standards in. You may have done 10 videos already, and you could go in and change them, and then boom, go in and hit the standard theme, and now it'll re-theme everything so that it's got the consistency.
Yeah, that's a lot easier.
Oh my goodness, and it all looks really great, right?
Yeah. Yeah.